Life is good, 13. 13 love to y'all. You are creation 13. Um, Today I want to talk to you about just some concepts that have come up on my path. Um, that has to do with um, giving away your power and just allowing emotions to still control you. This is just something that I've noticed people still doing. Is allowing emotions and allowing other beings to take care of you pretty much. Um, there's some other things I'll talk about, but I'm still processing, so I'll get about that in the future. But the thing that keeps coming up, and I've talked about this before, is putting your trust in a being, putting your trust in energy um, that you don't understand. Um, this whole organized religion thing. Um, it's totally brainwashed everybody, and it makes people fearful um, about it. It's just how it's worded. The spiritual essence is real, but the story that's created behind it is what has allowed humanity to fall. And I've talked about this before in my idols video. That all over the world there's idols that people look up to and they feel they cannot be higher than that idol. You are stronger than you could ever imagine, you could ever dream of. You can be a super cosmic being. Okay, we're already multidimensional beings, but you can be a super cosmic being, and that's something you have to discover for yourself. um, and there's hints and tips about that. Higher selves, higher state of consciousness, um, the source of oneness. There's hidden tips about this stuff, but you have to discover it. And this can also come into play with how I was talking about Orion and its chain of command. Um, there's lots of things that people just don't look into. They don't research. They just assume, okay, this is how it is, and then they just go with it. But the things that I keep noticing still is that people feel that they are weak, feel they cannot take care of themselves, and that they always have to look to something to take care of them. Look to something to make them feel better, to make them feel okay, or make them feel all right. That is just making you weak. I mean, it really makes you weak. And I talk about experience too, because, I was born in a Christian home, and I just assumed, from what I was taught, that, God was above me, and you had to go through Jesus to have a seat in heaven, right? That's what I was taught. And nobody ever really taught you when I was growing up, to do research on things. It just was a whole battlefield of, oh, what religion do you want to be? Um, are you going to convert to this? Are you going to convert to that? It was just a control environment, basically fighting over your soul. That's what it is. It's fighting over your soul. It's like you have no control. They make you feel like you have no control on where your soul goes. They feel a being has to hold your soul and then go, okay, I have your soul. I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to take it over here. When you're trusting and relying in these other beings, everything is energy. And you're going to learn more and more that the things are more energy than physical. Okay, things are more energy than physical. And I've hinted at this. That even if we perceive an energy being or just a being, say if you look through your third eye, if you see a being from your third eye, um, just become aware that the illusion that they're giving you is not really their true form. You've seen this in movies and stuff like this as well. You know, just because you assume you know what they look like does not necessarily mean that's what they look like, because it's energy. Everything is energy. And energy is formless. And that's something you have to discover. But there's hints and tips about that as well. And I was talking with Ryan. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ryan Daruin, I think it is. D7. But I had a real good talk with him, and he was, you know, talking to me about some of the guides that he sees as well. I won't say what they are because that's his path, but you know, you still get visualizations. You'll get visualizations through colors. Like say if you see a being who is say a being who is blue and a being who is purple, right? Okay. There's a hidden meaning behind it. Or a being that's black and a being that's white. There's a hidden meaning behind it. It's not just because what you see physically, it's the hidden meaning behind it. Because you have to become aware that you're fixing yourself. You're fixing yourself. Your third eye is really a perception inwards of yourself, a reflection inwards of yourself. So you're able to see visually, but not through these eyes, but visually inside yourself to repair yourself, because this whole goal here is to repair yourself and make yourself whole. I'm going to talk about this more in a future video, but you have a star right in the center of your chest right here. Your heart chakra, your center, your spirit. This is a star, and you're working on getting your star whole again. You're becoming a star, and this is what we are working on as each individual being. But because of how things are, because of this playground of illusions, it's hard for people to become a star themselves, because they're so drowned in beliefs and stories. Hopefully that makes sense. But learn to trust in yourself and love yourself. You know, look beyond the stories. Look beyond the God concept and the Jesus concept. You know, I mean, if you're still into that, that's fine. But do your research. Do research on this stuff. You know, research all the gods of history. Okay, from the Buddha. Anybody, you know, you'll learn more and more that they are idols. You know, the Jesus character has become an idol. You know, I mean, back then there wasn't really white people, so it's totally off. It's way off balance. It's all lies, and you just have to do research. And the best research you're gonna find is inside yourself. It's only inside yourself. You know, all you can really get is hints and tips through history, but you're never really going to find the real truth until you look inside yourself. Use your DNA stream and you streamline through history, you know, and you can do that yourself. But I'm getting off track here. But yeah, just learn to trust yourself, love yourself, know that you can handle any situation that comes into play. Don't allow your emotions to take control over you, because your emotions are illusions. It's just part of the experience, but it's how you handle the emotions that's key. And I'll talk about emotions a little bit, then I'll call it good for this video. But I've noticed, I had a comment on one of my videos talking about you know, embracing the darkness, or you know, learning that your origin is dark matter, right? And people still are losing the concept of what that means. You know, if you have demons Like say if you're an alcohol or a drug addict, you're addicted to something, you know, whether it's a hobby, you know, you're addicted to something, food, anything of that nature. That's not a dark side of yourself. That is allowing your emotions to take over you. Totally different concept. Your emotions can dominate over your being, and you can visualize a being or a demon as each emotion that takes control of you. You know, just say you got a little demon right here, goes into your head here, and it's like, oh, okay, he's weak in this aspect, so I'm gonna take control. So he cranks on the gear and pushes on the gas, and he's controlling you. He's controlling that emotion because he knows that you're weak in that area. So he's just pushing the gas on. Oh yeah, I'm riding this real good. Oh yeah, I'm totally in control. He does not know what the heck he's doing, but I got this. I got this. You know, that's what emotions do. You know, if you're not in control, someone else is going to take control over you. You know, this is mastering your being and mastering the game, learning every little aspect. You know, if you're playing the game, you know, playing PlayStation 3, you know, you have to learn how to control all the buttons and know the combinations and stuff like that, so then you can freely control and manipulate the character that you're playing. That's the same way with your body. You know, everything is a tool to help you better yourself. You know, you can learn to better yourself um, in your environment. Everything teaches you how to better empower yourself. Um, and a lot of people are still running in repeat mode. You know, going through the same thing over and over and over again. Um, People are like, oh, I'm going to totally quit um, drinking alcohol or totally quit doing this or that, you know, stuff like that. You say, okay, well, this is day one. See, the concept of that is you are creating a program for yourself, okay? You already failed the program you created for yourself, so you're just repeating a created program again. And this is where you entrap yourself. When you create a program, you're creating the inevitable. You're going to create the same situations over and over and over again until you learn your lessons over and over and over again. The concept of living in the now moment, that's what you want to perceive. You know, like myself, I live the same day every day. The only thing that changes is my surroundings, because I